a few short minutes is to capture the essence of Cathedral High School as it relates to you, the class of 2010. And it's really simple. You made us better because you insisted that people come first. You have built or repaired homes in Indianapolis, Mississippi, New Orleans, and South Carolina. I was so proud to be with you in South Carolina because I kept hearing what great kids you have at Cathedral, how hard they work, and what an amazing job they did. You have raised money and packed food for victims of natural disasters in Indonesia and Haiti. You have earned over 36,500 service hours. So perhaps your greatest accomplishment is you have heard God's call to help those in need, and you have answered that call. And we found out that when you help others, you are serving God's mission. In addition, you have won awards in art, music, speech, theater, debate, Model UN, brain game, and so much more. You have won state championships in soccer, baseball, rugby, tennis, volleyball, golf, and of course football. One of you even earned an Olympic silver medal in Beijing. And you were welcomed into the family by wearing pink flamingo glasses, Hawaiian lace, and zinc oxide on your nose. You did all this because you wanted to be part of something special, something unique. You wanted to be a member of the Cathedral Irish family. A family that is based in the traditions and teachings of the Brothers of Holy Cross. Our patron saint is Mary, and as I know all too well, you have to love a Jewish mother. So it should come as no surprise to anyone that Cathedral is like a mother to you. She loves you unconditionally. She provides you food and shelter in the good times and the bad. She is strict with you, and like this weekend, she celebrates your successes. And like a good family, you gathered together. You prayed. You told stories. You laughed and you cried, because it's what we do. It's who we are. And so in a little bit, you will become graduates of Cathedral High School. And while there are thousands of seniors graduated as members of the class of 2010, there is only one Cathedral Irish class of 2010. As you like to say, you came as many, but you leave as one. Now, my Cathedral education began during my time with Coach Jim O'Hara. Coach O taught me to take care of my buddy and bring someone along with me. And like so many people out here, he loves this school. And he has the passion and the desire to see her grow. The lessons usually started with, folks, what you got to know about the place is this. And what I learned is that we're all connected, some way, somehow. How many of your grandparents attended Cathedral or one of the academies that merged into Cathedral? How many parents have walked the same hallways as you? Or for one of you, your journey connected you to your Uncle Scott. But if you are the first in your family to attend Cathedral, that means that we are growing in our mission. As you prepare to move on, let us remember those of us that left us much too soon. In the fall, our beloved Sister Dolores was called home to God. Sister, our prayer warrior, with her prayer list by her side, served as a mentor and an inspiration to all of us. And like our beloved Mary, she was our mother too. And we will never forget her gentle reminders, as well as her Friday Irish blessings. And if you really, truly want to honor her, continue to pray. And when God called her home, we gathered together. We prayed. We told stories. We laughed and we cried, because it's what we do. It's who we are. And this past April, Barbara Fitzgerald lost her battle with cancer. And she was a teacher's teacher. In his book, Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl, a concentration camp survivor, described those heroes who would give away their last piece of bread so someone else could eat. Was Mrs. Fitz any less heroic? She so wanted to share her love of language and literature with you that she taught you up until her last breath. And many of you returned that last gift of hers by lining the hill, arms raised in a blessing, as she began her final journey home. And you must honor her by continuing to learn and being the very best you can be every single day. Never waste a moment of learning from the masters. And while we may never again hear the voice of Mrs. Fitzgerald, we will never forget her words. And when God called her home, we gathered together. We prayed. We told stories. We laughed and we cried because it's what we do. It's who we are. Now, your first teachers, your parents, are sitting right behind you. They're the ones who sat in the sun and the rain and the cold to watch as you competed in sports. They attended plays, concerts, recitals, and so much more. And why? Because they love you more than the stars and the moon. And they will truly miss you when you are gone. So please let them have these moments. And that realization hit me this past December as my mother passed away. And I know that I'm not alone. Sadly, many of you have lost mothers or fathers or both. We understand their memories will always live on in your hearts. Please know that you have our deepest sympathies for these losses. All of us wish they could be here with you today. And know that at this time we lift them up in prayer for you. Because when God called them home, you became our children too. Because it's what we do. It's who we are. Now, seniors, take a look at your teachers and coaches on this stage. Realize that many times they demanded things of you that you thought were unfair. Because sometimes when you love someone, you have to push them harder than they really want to be pushed. And if they give it and they make it easier for you, then they're really not helping you. And that's called love too. Think about how many of your teachers on this stage not only have a passion for their subject, but they have a passion to make you the best you can be too. Teaching at Cathedral is not a job. It's a calling. It's what we do. It's who we are. Now I'm supposed to send you off with some advice. So here goes. It's pretty simple. Every day I want you to set goals for yourself. But what's more important is I want you to write them down. And then cross them off as you complete them. Next, I want you to write down 3 things every day that you're grateful for. And lastly, every day tell your mom and dad that you love them. Today, one of the 3 things that I'm grateful for is that I was able to share your senior retreat with so many of you. Now, seniors, can I ask you one last favor? Can you hold hands with the person next to you? If you're on the end, reach forward. Person on the front row, reach back. Please remember the lessons we learned on senior retreat. We gathered together. We prayed. We told stories. We laughed. We cried. And we sang songs. We looked for God, and we made a strong community even stronger because we found Him. We found God in the people gathered with us. And we learned that when you open your hearts to others, they embrace you. They love you. Lee Roseman reminded us to pray the rosary. Because when you pray with Mary, when you pray to Jesus with Mary, you have it all. Pray the rosary daily. Mrs. Whitka showed us how to find our angels. And God showed us our angels are right here, holding our hands. And that, my friends, is why your parents sent you to Cathedral. To have a strong, faith-based education. Because that's what we do. It's who we are. And I promised my chemistry kids in Brain that I would close with a line from Pink's Glitter in the Air. Have you ever wished for an endless night? Lassoed the moon and the stars and pulled that rope tight? Have you ever held your breath and asked yourself, can it ever get better than tonight?